Welcome back to my playthrough of Your Turn to Die, Death Game by Majority, part 36. The second main game has started, and we left off where we are to determine who to leave out, who to not vote for in the preliminary vote. Let's hear everybody out, because I don't remember exactly what everyone said. If we leave someone out, I think I'd say Miss Sarah too. I think Big Sis Sarah should be left out, meow, because she's super dependable for reasoning, woof. How about we leave out Gin, since he doesn't have any tokens? So should be left out. I mean, didn't he say he was the sacrifice to start? We shouldn't be selecting Gin or Kanna. Sacrificing the Gin's no good at all. Look who's talking. I have to say, I'd be glad if Sarah was left out. We should leave out someone with lots of tokens, like Kyutaro. We're leaving someone out. I think I'd say Miss Sarah too. Because you're so darn cute. What the hell, so? I got used to it from KG, but So is playing mind games here. What did you think I was gonna say? When our escape failed, I looked at you and had a thought. He's acting kinda strange. Yeah, it's called despair, so. You had this desperate look, as if you had the sacrifice. And on top of that, a last-minute trade right after our escape failed. Just a tad suspicious, isn't it? I want to know the truth about you, Miss Sarah. I see what he's saying. He's saying Sarah did a trade to get rid of her sacrifice card. We shouldn't be selecting Gin or Kanna. Sacrificing the kid's no good at all. I ain't trying to look like a good person. I just feel like once we lose our sensibilities, we're gonna turn into demons. If it's gonna come to that, then pick me, Sarah. Sensible Kyutaro. When he has his head, at least. I have to say, I'd be glad if Sarah was left out. My reason, I love you, Big Sis Sarah. That's her reason. Because you're the one I want to live most. No matter what. Aww. We should leave out someone with lots of tokens, like Kyutaro. There's been a bunch of card trading this time. It's possible Kyutaro with all his tokens was involved in at least one trade. And him giving his tokens to So, that subject could really influence the discussion. We should leave him out to extract information. Right, that's what we were talking about before. If we leave someone out and the person does not, qualify here in the preliminary vote, then that person is safe. Meaning that they can say literally everything to help the group, survive. And he thinks that Kyutaro has a lot of information for us. Okay, that's good logic, KG. I think Mrs. Sarah should be left out, meow, because she's super dependable for reasoning, woof. And also, I swear to protect Big Sis Sarah, meow. Gin, I believe in you, meow. Aw. How about we leave out Gin, since he doesn't have any tokens? Just listen. The best person to leave out is someone who's very likely to have the sacrifice. If the sacrifice comes around to you, you can trade it away if you have tokens, right? But Gin has 0 tokens. If Gin had the sacrifice even once, he wouldn't be able to trade it. Wow, that's true. That's a very clever thinking now. I didn't even see it from this perspective. You know, I think I should have been able to deduce that, but no, that is very good thinking. She's right. If someone trades their sacrifice to Gin, that's it, he's stuck with it. And so there's a high chance he's the sacrifice? So should be left out. I mean, didn't he say he was the sacrifice to start? It's because so's the sacrifice that he's saying such rotten shit. If he spouts suspicious stuff and loses our trust, he can't get us to vote for him. Leave him out and his heart should calm down. But I wonder if just leaving him out will make him say what he's really thinking. For an ally, he's a real pain, huh? Yeah, he is. If Gin had the sacrifice even once, he wouldn't be able to trade it. That's why Gin is likely to have the sacrifice. Isn't that a stellar reasoning? I think it is, but the fact that you are so proud of yourselves about this one, it's a little weird. It's not like your kind of personality, is it? But yeah, whatever. I ain't trying to look like a good person. I just feel like once we lose our sensibilities, we're gonna turn into demons. If it's gonna come to that, then pick me, Sarah. Okay, there's nothing special about Kyutaro's statement. You should leave out someone with lots of tokens, like Kyutaro. There's been a bunch of card trading this time. It's possible Kyutaro with all his tokens was involved in at least one trade. And him giving his tokens to So, that subject could really influence the discussion. We should leave him out to extract info. I was thinking if maybe KG and Nao's statements kinda conflicted with one another, but I don't know. Sometimes there's more information when you extract it. I saw this. A last-minute trade right after our escape failed. Just a tad suspicious, isn't it? Nothing to feel guilty about, right, Miss Sarah? Kyutaro. Yeah. What is going on here, Kyutaro? Kyutaro, is something the matter? There being a trade just before the main game. Is that true? Huh? It's true. Right, because he was unconscious. Yes, it's true. Which means, yeah, just maybe. I figured out who's got the sacrifice. Meow? What? How could you possibly know that just from what we just... Kyutaro, I know, everybody listen up. I'm the Keymaster. Eh? Yeah, I'm daring to say it before voting. What's this all of a sudden? I can't tell where you're going with this. Yeah, he was just saying, vote for me, Sarah. A moment ago. You would say that, huh, Sarah? Huh? I'm sorry for taking the Keymaster from you. Does he mean the sacrifice card you got sent was mine, Sarah? Wow. Wait a second. But no, wait a second. That's not right. No. Because when that happened, we were talking with KG through the door. Wait a second. KG said he was about to trade his sacrifice card with Sarah. And sure enough, Sarah got the sacrifice card mere moments later when the trade happened. Oh. KG, Kyutaro, one of you is questionable. Did KG lie back then? Or did Kyutaro lie just now? Or what if they were interacting with one another and they both knew something? They both knew the same thing. It's Kyutaro who sent me the sacrifice? And you've still got the sacrifice now, ain't that right? What's he talking about? I have a commoner card now. Kyutaro's making a false accusation here. Stay calm. What do I do? I absolutely don't have the sacrifice. So relax, everyone. You can vote for... Huh? Now that I think about it, being thought of as the sacrifice is better for not getting votes. I'm actually not sure anymore if there's any good reason to deny it. My reason is I want to trust everyone and everyone to trust me. Well, just nobody vote for Miss Sarah. That'll be fine, right? If nobody votes yet, she becomes a candidate. That proves she's the sacrifice with a double vote. I would like that, but it's about time we proceed with the vote. Please wait, can we decide on such an important vote with so much still unclear? Oh, we just can't sort it out in such a short time. Gah! What should we do? The victim's gonna be one of the ones we nominate, remember? We really should discuss some more. You sure don't know when to give up? Time is up. Please select the 4 who will remain for the final vote. Enter your votes, please. Okay, you came a bit late, sound effect. Who do I vote for? Kyutaro claims to be the keymaster. If he got the keymaster, let's say he's telling the truth. If he got the keymaster from trading with the sacrifice, which either way he traded a sucky card for another sucky card, but details. That means he has been the keymaster after the first trade, and we know that in the 5th trade, the trade involved Sarah, so he would still have the keymaster card. And the 4th trade also involved Sarah, so he would still have the keymaster card, meaning that unless the keymaster was traded during the 2nd or 3rd trades, yeah, I have no clue. I will not take the chance of voting for Kyutaro. Now, so could be the sacrifice. If he is, I cannot vote for him. Okay, let's say I don't vote for either of these. I could vote for myself again. Wouldn't be the first time. The thing is, So might be the sacrifice, and Kyutaro might be the keymaster. So if I avoid voting for them, Ereko is unlikely to be either of them, so she sounds like a safe vote. Gin could be the sacrifice, I suppose. But there's no way he's the sacrifice. Gin cannot be the sacrifice. Because right at the end, when the trade happened, first of all, we had the sacrifice card all the way until the end, and then a trade happened. However, we think it's so because he was the one in the room with that one device. However, Gin was like down the stairs, right? It's not him. He's not the sacrifice. He's a safe vote. But I don't really want to vote for him. Oh my god. Kanna might be a safe vote, which, again, I don't really want to vote for her. KG could still... I don't think so, but... I don't care. No, I can't do that. Come on. I'm trying to use my logic here. Gin is the only one that seems like absolutely clear that he's not... What about now? No. There's something that was a little weird about now, but I don't remember what. There was something in the back of my mind that I forgot. Ereko was in the corridor as well. I think Ereko would be a safe vote, which... I don't hate Ereko, but I'd rather vote for her than Gin or Kanna. Like, I'm sorry to say that, but Gin is too pure, and Kanna is a lot less pure because she's willing to lie. Like, Gin is not lying. He's never lies, right? I can't kill him. Ereko, I hate to say this, but I think Ereko would be a safe vote. So her being chosen would work. She would probably only get one vote, which would be mine, but let's see. All votes have been received. Displaying results. That's it? So your vote doesn't matter. There's 4 people getting 2 votes. So your vote doesn't matter. Again? Game? Why do you make my vote not matter? Oh my god. Your vote never matters. Maybe it will matter eventually. KG. Kanna. Why Kanna? Maybe if she's the sacrifice. So, maybe if he's the sacrifice. Because it seemed clear that people didn't want to vote for him, but maybe some people did. No. There was nothing particularly weird about Nao. Could she be the sacrifice? Well, I hope not, because I like her too much. The final vote is over, and I wasn't chosen. Relief. I can feel my strained nerves loosening. But why these 4? Sarah, you... It's just like I said, I'm not the sacrifice, I'm a commoner. 4 will advance to the final vote. So Hiyori. Kanna Kizuchi. Keiji Shinogi. Nao Egokoro. But why me? This isn't right. I know this despair myself. Yes, you do. You can't want to have a conversation when you feel like this. Which is why it's my role to inspire them. Who was in this position in the first main vote? Kai, who is no longer with us. Joe, who is no longer with us. So, who is chosen again. And Kanna, who is chosen again. Yeesh. Sarah is the only one that was one of the chosen in the first main game, after the preliminary vote, who is not chosen this time. So that's a fair point. It is her role to inspire them, because she understands how it feels. So, and cannot do as well, of course. But like KG did for me in the first main game. Gotta give a pep talk. Lift your heads up! We've always done... Wait. We've always done when we had to do? Do you mean what we had to do, Sarah? Oh my god. We've always... No, I think it's right. It's a continuation of what she said right before. Lift your heads up. We've always done when we had to do... It's still weird. We've always done that when we had to. Anyway, yeah. We always lifted our heads up when we had to. That's what she's saying. No matter how cruel it is, you can't stop. But... Kanna, we're not your enemies. Even if someone is the sacrifice, we move in the same direction. We talk, and we advance the discussion. Sarah... Right you are. The real battle begins here. Everyone. Guess those of us who weren't picked should start. Incidentally, my role's commoner. Got that? Muscle Gorilla, it's not the time to shrivel up, meow. Let's remember the card trades in order, woof. Yeah. 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 Now please grasp your fate with your own hands. May you not all perish. Now we're gonna proceed along, digging into the details of the trades. Big Sister Echo, got it, meow. Geshu quietly sat in the chair again. There were 4 trades made in total. That ain't that many. 5 trades, Kyutaro, 5 trades. By the way, I've been a commoner the whole way, woof. Didn't get traded with even once, meow. I mean, 3 of the 5 trades involved Sarah. Trading cards required 50 tokens, so only so many people could make trades. I'll take on Kyutaro last, because he's already wrong. There's been 5 trades. There's been one at the start when Sarah was talking with KG through the door of her room. There's been one on the first floor, back when Sarah and KG were looking at Miley talking with someone else. There's been one right at the end. There's been one during while we were checking the laptop. What was the other one? It's escaping me now, but I know there was another one. There was another one. The token rankings had Kyutaro in first and Gin in last, if I heard right. Me, you, and Nao were near the bottom, right? I don't think we had enough tokens to trade cards. By the way, I've been a commoner the whole way, woof! Didn't get traded with even once, meow. My heart was pounding, wondering when I'd get past a bad card, meow. But my roll didn't change up to the very end, woof. I made it through all 5 trades, meow. Obviously there's the clear conflict, but I want to hear him out anyway. There were 4 trades made in total. That ain't that many. Honestly, it's all a mess in my head. Glad we got given more time to sort it out. Okay, that one's pretty obvious. We get an easy one as a break, before it gets more complex. Muscle Gorilla, that's wrong, meow. What? There were 5 trades, woof. 5? Wait, by my memory, there were 3 trades. Then I heard there was one just before the main game. Ah, I get it. You misunderstood, Kyutaro. There were 2 trades while you were out. What? That don't make no sense. That's our line, meow. Sorry, but nobody's giving me an explanation. Ah, well, that's on us. Hey, Kyutaro. When was it that you passed Sarah the sacrifice card? Actually, did you have sacrifice from the start? Nah, that ain't it. The first card I had was Commoner. I get it, that tells me most of the trades. Well, I don't have a clue, woof. Why is that, meow? Wait. The first card he had was Commoner? But he said that he traded his sacrifice card to Sarah. But we got the sacrifice card right out the gate. It was the first trade. So that's a lie. That's a lie, but can we prove it? Because your friendly policeman made the first trade. For real? Who'd you trade what? I gave Sarah the Keymaster, exactly. Eh? Then what card did Sarah start with? Commoner. I have no reason to lie, but at first I was a commoner. You traded Keymaster for Commoner, meow? And I deepened our trust doing it. Let's do a little sort out. Okay, game. Thank you. In the first trade, I passed the Keymaster into Sarah's hands. In the second trade, what got traded? Well, the second trade, it was not Sarah getting the sacrifice, because that happened like much later. So it would be this if Kyutaro was not lying. Someone sacrificing Kyutaro's commoner. Exactly. Someone's sacrifice was swapped with Kyutaro's commoner. And in the third trade, Sarah's Keymaster and Kyutaro's sacrifice were swapped. Really? Wait a second. No, that's not it. That's not it. This was the fourth trade, the one at the laptop. The laptop trade was the fourth trade, right? Because there was one while we were at the first floor. That was the second one. Then there was another one between that and the one at the laptop when we were looking at the files. That was the fourth one. I'm not even sure now. Oh my god, why am I missing one in my goddamn head? If I could remember when the other one happened, I would be able to sort it out, but now... what was the other one? God. Because I could have sworn the one on the first floor, which did not involve us, was the second trade. I'm lost now. Oh my god. I thought I had it. I thought I was good, but now I'm lost. Sarah's Keymaster and Kyutaro's Sacrifice were swapped. Yep, that's what it would mean. It would mean. Anyway. Muscle Gorilla, tell us everything you can remember, Meow. We're gonna have you tell us all the details of the third trade. Ugh. At the time of the third trade. Yeah, that was the third trade. Oh, so what was the second one then? Ah, why can't I remember? So someone traded their sacrifice card with Kyutaro's commoner. So that's how Kyutaro got the sacrifice. That was the second trade. Okay, so the third trade... Okay, so what I'm forgetting, the second trade happened before we went to the first floor. Okay, that was the third, not the second. At the time of the third trade, I was searching the first floor alone, Meow. So I want to know the situation, woof. The third trade happened while everyone was sharing the laptop. No, wait a second. When we're sharing the laptop, it was way later. No, wait, it wasn't. Yes, no, the second trade. Gin was back on the first floor for a much longer time than us. So two trades happened while he was down there. The one where Sarah and KG were spying on Miley, / hiding from, and one while we were at the laptop. Gin was still down there. Then he got up and Sarah freaked out from that trade, and so he found Sarah and he helped her. Oh, I forgot. These trades, I'd better keep them sorted out in my head. You can now sort out the details of the trades. Okay, what is this? The fact that I'm forgetting one and I don't know where it is or when it was. If I just remembered what the situation was during the one that I forget, I would be able to place it in the timeline, I'm sure. Okay, let's all get this straight. The top row of this table is what cards everyone had to start with. Obviously, Alice is not. Those further to the right had more tokens to spend. Oh, that's the rankings. No, it's not. No, he got second, right? Wasn't Alice the second most tokens? I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Those further to the right had more tokens to spend, in broad strokes at least. The next row is what cards everyone had after the first trade. First trade, second trade, third, fourth, fifth. Below that is after the second trade, after the third trade, and so on. The bottom row is after the fifth trade. In other words, the roll they ended up with. Of course, this is all guesswork. I'll rework it if new information comes up. So, Gin is a commoner all the way through. Allegedly. But he doesn't lie. He wouldn't lie. Deko is a commoner at the end at the very least. She started a commoner, then she ended up with a Keymaster, and then a trade happened that didn't involve us, then a trade happened, and we got the sacrifice, then another trade happened. So, the first trade is when we were behind the door. The second trade, like behind the, talking with KG. The second trade was when we were on the first floor. because we were not involved in the trade. We're just looking at Miley. The third trade happened at the laptop. When we were all looking at the laptop. So the fourth trade is the one I forget. And the fifth trade right at the end, right before we got knocked out. So the fourth trade is the one I'm forgetting. Okay. I don't remember where we were or what the circumstances were. But okay, that helps me. That helps me a hell of a lot. Well, we know what happened here. KG became the commoner. First trade performed by KG. So he got the commoner. There's no question that KG initiated the first trade. My commoner and KG's keymaster were swapped. No room for doubt, I think. Can't we just put the commoner there then? I guess we can't just put it down to make it easier. But all of these are conjecture. It's all conjecture. So is allegedly the sacrifice, but is he really? Would he trade his commoner for Sarah's sacrifice? It would require him to know that she's the sacrifice and to want to be the sacrifice. That sounds far-fetched. This is weird. Why would So, who was allegedly a commoner, would trade his commoner for Sarah's sacrifice? Why would he trade his commoner for anything? If he wants to be the sacrifice, maybe, but I don't see... I can't imagine... I don't think So is the sacrifice. This makes little sense. He was the only one in the room with the boots to trade. That makes no sense. Huh. But okay, that helps me. Yutaro, why aren't you talking? At the time of the third trade, I was searching the first floor alone, meow. Yeah, the rest of us were on the third floor looking at the laptop, and that's when Sarah freaked out and all that happened, but Gin was still on the first floor. I was off doing all this stuff by myself, Woof. I wanted to see the laptop, meow. What stuff did you do exactly? It's not relevant right now, Woof. Again, maybe it's not... I want to know, though. The third trade happened while everyone was sharing the laptop. I was worried because you were acting strange, Sarah. Yeah, she freaked out because she got the sacrifice, which now we know why she freaked out. To think you'd been traded the sacrifice. Damn, Kyutaro, you gonna make that trade on the spot and then act all innocent? Huh? Something's strange here. Kyutaro was with us and Sarah, yet traded his sacrifice for her keymaster on the spot. How dare he? Doesn't matter if he's conscious of his crime. Taking an action like that is the worst. Why won't you deny it, Kyutaro? What? I mean, you need a ring-up box to trade. If he used one on the spot, shouldn't we have seen him do it? That's true! He was with us. What could he be hiding? Heart? Let's chase the heart. Yutaro, be as silent as you want. It's no use. Spit it all out, Yutaro. I meant to cooperate with Sarah, with everyone. But I got used for convenience. Convenience. I'm pathetic. A pathetic adult. The third trade. My sacrifice being sent to Sarah. It wasn't me. It was So's doing. What? I don't know what you're talking about. So knew. He knew I had the sacrifice. What? When everybody was sharing the laptop, So wasn't going to use the toilet. He wanted to use the ring-up box to trade my sacrifice and Sarah's keymaster. Wait, you can trade other people's cards? Or did he steal your device? Well, no, he didn't steal your device because it's fingerprint locked. And to make the trade, you probably need your fingerprint, like, for that specifically, so no. So you can make trades for other people? That makes... Really? So traded Kyutaro's sacrifice and Sarah's keymaster. Don't know a thing about that. Wait a second, he chose 2 other people and made them trade? You can do that? It must be possible, huh? So you can say that with confidence. So, isn't it about time you confess? Tell us your real reason for sharing the laptop. Such a deeply suspicious individual, KG. The discussion is stuck in equilibrium, failing to come to an agreement. How about I hear the truth from your mouth? About what? Between the statements those two give, I should either affirm correct ones or deny incorrect ones. Kyutaro couldn't do the third trade. I was on the toilet, I couldn't either. Yeah, Kyutaro couldn't do the third trade. Exactly, because he was with us. The question is, how did you know the sacrifice? Just rolling on ahead with this assumption that I knew, huh? Did he learn about Kyutaro's sacrifice via hacking? Couldn't I just take a peek to do that? I mean, true. He couldn't hack yet, so it's not that. So I could deny that. Couldn't I just take a peek to do that? Affirm? Or deny... He could just take a peek to do that. I don't know if I should deny this, because I don't know if you can learn other characters' roles via hacking. But I don't think he could be able to do that. Because he could only truly make hacking work once he got Rancher's chip, which was later. No, it wasn't later. It's the thing with Ranger's chip and the Professor Mishima AI that led to gathering No, it led to the escape. So never mind. He couldn't do the hacking. He didn't have the Ranger chip yet. He couldn't do anything with just a regular laptop from Kai. No, I thought even So could do such a thing. Is there any other way? There should be some other means. What? How is that wrong? Game. Could Knight take just a peek to do that? Precisely, you saw it directly. Kyutaro's intent was to negotiate with So. And as a condition for his trade, he showed So his sacrifice card. It's natural to think that. Such an active imagination, Miss Sarah. How about you use that imagination to consider what their negotiation was like? Kyutaro started to negotiate outside So's bedroom door. Huh? Were you watching or what? No, he was with us. No, he was with us the entire time. No. Am I misunderstanding the situation here? This is at the table when we were all gathered around the laptop, right? This is what we're talking about, right? And looking at the files and everything? Kyutaro was with us the entire time. So that's why I denied the thing about Kyutaro negotiating outside So's bedroom door. Am I misunderstanding? Negotiating through a door is just strange. you say that, Sarah? Ugh, think about Mr. Policeman's feelings. I didn't mean to imply you, KG. Get a room. Get a room, you two. I'm being dead serious here. Okay, what am I being stupid about here? Even so... I'm totally lost, and this sucks. This is a terrible situation to be in a moment like this. Even So's already recognized that fact. That's right. How did So react to Kyutaro's proposition? Well, I'm glad I got that one right, because I don't have a clue. You must have let him in the room quickly and struck the deal. I'm not brave enough to let Kyutaro in. BS. No, you were brave. Nah, I was trembling like a puppy. Yeah, we cannot prove that, huh? Damn it. Miss Sarah, don't lump strangers in with weirdly powerful high school girls like yourself. Oh my god. He's having fun with this. What the hell? So... Oh. What do you mean, weirdly powerful? I can't upset the balance. Let's start over. Kyutaro couldn't do the third trade. I'm glad it's not just a game over, but we have to start over and I already forgot. Oh my god. Because normally I logic my way through this, but now I've been lost the entire time about stuff. So it's kind of hard to... I'm just making guesswork rather than just, you know, thinking about it. Kyutaro couldn't do the third trade. Exactly, because he was with us. The question is, how did you know the sacrifice? I'm just rolling on ahead with this assumption that I knew, huh? Couldn't I just take a peek to do that? Precisely, you saw it directly. Kyutaro's intent was to negotiate with So. And as a condition for his trade, he showed So his sacrifice card. It's natural to think that. So Kyutaro showed his card. Yeah. Such an active imagination, Miss Sarah. How about you use that imagination to consider what their negotiation was like? Kyutaro started to negotiate outside So's bedroom door. Yes, even So already recognized that fact. That's right. How did So react to Kyutaro's proposition? I'm not brave enough to let Kyutaro in. Exactly, you're frail, So. You surely wouldn't have that courage. Is that meant to be provocation? It's not working. Ugh, adults are too cool-headed. Okay, you must have let him in the room quickly and struck the deal. Right, he promptly invited him to talk. You do know Kyutaro despises me quite a bit. So wouldn't I really throw caution to the wind and open the door for him? That wasn't right, goddammit. I got everything wrong, everything, but there was some silly stuff along the way, so I'm happy I saw it. Deny. No, I'm sure So was on guard. Kyutaro'd taken the laptop for him once before, So wouldn't let him in the room, no questions asked. Then did they make a deal through the door? How amusing. I just thought of a way. By sliding the tablet underneath. Yeah, exactly! Exactly! Kyutaro slipped the tablet under the door. That's it, exactly! That's what Kyutaro did to propose his deal. Boom! Big brain! I get everything wrong, but there's one thing I could tell by myself, even before it came on the screen. Big brain, sometimes. Very rarely. So must have been fairly wary of Kyutaro, who could best him using force. So Kyutaro informed him that he was the sacrifice in advance. Not vocally, but by showing him his tablet. So, you had yet another objective on top of tokens in the Sarah folder. To control the sacrifice as you wanted. You got it. Wait, he's just admitting it? Huh? After the second trade, me and Kanna were working on the escape plan. Then I heard Kyutaro through the door. "Wanna make a deal?" he said. I didn't care to listen, but he slid his tablet under the door. And there I saw it. Sacrifice. How brave of him to go as far as offering up info just so I'd share the laptop. What do you know? Sarah, you saw that first floor security footage, right? Yeah. Yes, we did. Well, it's the truth. I haven't discussed my first trial, have I? It was one absurd trial, I tell you. They told me, set up the props used for the death game. That's it? Doesn't sound too difficult. A little shady, I would feel bad about myself, but it sounds like an easy way to survive, though, compared to those that have perished in the first trial. So his quote-unquote first trial was not over. It was not over. No, it still kept going. Then it's true. You set up the cards? Yeah, of course, I didn't know what they meant yet. Once I found out, I knew Kai's fate was set. It's like I killed him. Oh, that's true. This entire time, he was very wary of trying to honor Kai and whatnot. No wonder. Kai took the sage card I just placed at random. That's why I at least wanted to get Kai's laptop back one more time. Such an emotional story. So that's what drove you to give me a whole 100 tokens? Well, 100 meow? No shit, that's enough for 2 trades. But you left yourself enough for just 1 trade. How cunning. Pretending to risk your life, but not forgetting to protect yourself. What a dirty adult you are. It's not dirty. Say again? All told, you left yourself an escape route. If you were in a pickle, you could pass the sacrifice away from yourself. Yeah, but that's not dirty, it's just wanting to survive. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, he would not be happy to pass it along to someone else and seeing them die. That's why I decided to act first and send the sacrifice to someone else. To Miss Sarah, always thinking of her allies. Is that the truth of the 3rd trade? I'm gonna drink. So the first trade was Sarah and KG through the door. The second trade was Kyutaro and someone else. Someone else traded with Kyutaro and he got the sacrifice card. The third trade is the arrangement between So and Kyutaro. I was hopeful it might make you tear off your sheep's clothing. Why does he do all this to me? But you went above and beyond my expectations. Eh? The 4th trade was you, wasn't it, Miss Sarah? The 4th trade is the one that I don't remember. Because the first was the one through the door. The second one was when we were on the first floor. KG was with us, so it's not that. And Kyutaro already told us it involved him, even though he's not the one that made the trade. The third one is the one we just discussed. The 4th trade is the one I don't know what was going on. And the 5th trade, I don't know, but we have more insight on that. The 4th trade, I don't remember anything. Gah. The 4th trade was you, wasn't it, Miss Sarah? What are you talking about? I mean, the sacrifice is what killed Joe, yes? I didn't even have enough tokens. I couldn't do any trades. No tokens? That's hard to believe. Quiet, loner! I was with Big Sis Sarah for the 4th trade, woof! Oh! I think I might remember that. I just don't remember where we were or what was going on. But okay. Thank you, Gin. Thank you. Oh, that's where it was. My god, I don't remember any of this. So was I. Sarah didn't do any trade then. Okay, it was during the time we were with both Nao and Gin. Well then, it must have been an ally who did it for you. Heiji, you took the sacrifice from Miss Sarah, didn't you? What? What's the meaning of this? No, we still had the sacrifice after the 4th trade. We did. We still had it. What's the meaning of this? It's really very simple. The 2 of them were accomplices. Look at that face. Yeah, to him, she's evil. Miss Sarah and Keiji formed a terrifying plan involving the sacrifice. To achieve victory in the main game by way of said sacrifice, they schemed to escape by working together and having Keiji win the vote. I suspect the 5th trade that followed was Miss Sarah and Keiji making a bluff. They just picked 2 random commoners to have trade. Then the sacrifice is Keiji? That's all a wild fabrication, I think so too. I mean, the sacrifice I had was taken away by the 5th trade. So spotting nonsense to lead everyone by the nose. If my reasoning is correct, Keiji is the sacrifice, and the sage is Miss Nao, perhaps? I'm the sage? Yep, so it may well be fine to have Miss Nao die this time. Wait a second! At the start, you said you were the sacrifice. He was lying. Duh. Yep, that was a lie. I'm a commoner. No way! Then wouldn't you be in the same boat as me? Huh, I see. Guess choosing anybody but Keiji is the same in the end. Then let's vote for Kanna, since she's the least valuable. Oh my god. So... Enough! It's been a long time since I've hated somebody this much. Here's a friendly little police report. I long since used up all my tokens. And you want me to just believe that? So you're just dying to say I ended up being the sacrifice, aren't you? Unfortunately, I'm the keymaster. Huh? Is he not? Well, what are you saying? The keymaster is Kyutaro, though. Looks like we got him good. Game, don't freeze. My real role is the sage. Kyutaro's the sage? Ridiculous, that's impossible. It's possible, alright. And as the sage, I'm making an announcement. Keiji is without a doubt the keymaster. Is that the truth? It can't be true, that's all. You were on the right track to think accomplices, but it wasn't Sarah I teamed up with. It was Kyutaro. Wow, so they actually did this together. So they are actually telling the truth then. They didn't even like each other very much. At least not after what happened with the laptop when Kyutaro gave it to Kanna for tokens. Or to So, whatever. So they were in on this. So they are telling the truth. Kyutaro is the sage. He'd be a safe vote, but because he's not a votable person, he can be honest about this. And Keiji is the keymaster, so we cannot vote for Keiji. Which makes it between Kanna, So, and Nao. I'm trusting this. So Keiji absolutely and utterly cannot be voted for. Kanna, So, Nao. Ah, my brain. Who is the sacrifice? But So just... He's not the sacrifice either. He's not. He can't be. Like, okay, he lied the first time, but I don't think he lied the second time. I can't explain why, I just don't think so. Which means the sacrifice would be either Kanna or now. No. Let's tell the truth of the fourth trade, shall we? The trade between Mr. Policeman and Kyutaro. First, when So betrayed me with the sacrifice, I went stomping around in a rage. Oh god. That song is just like punching you in the face. When I heard what happened, I proposed to Kyutaro that we team up. And so in the fourth trade, Keiji and Kyutaro's cards got traded? That fourth trade sure ended up punishing the loner now, meow. Hold on, Kyutaro, weren't you passed out during the fourth trade? But who was the sage then? Oh, he was the sage. Wait, no, that's not right. If he was the sage here, then if the first trade was Sarah and Keiji, then the second trade was I don't remember. Oh my brain. So he would have gotten the sage from someone and traded his keymaster away? No, that can't. No, that's impossible. It's off. How did Keiji get the sage? Are they lying? How did Keiji get the sage? So performed the trade between Kyutaro and Sarah. What about the second trade? Someone traded their commoner with Kyutaro's sacrifice. Yeah. The other way around. Someone traded their sacrifice to Kyutaro and got the commoner in exchange. So first trade was Sarah and Keiji. Second trade was... And so Keiji is a commoner here. And then the second trade, someone traded their commoner, their sacrifice rather, and so Kyutaro got the sacrifice and his commoner got traded to someone else. So the sage has not been involved yet. And the third trade is Kyutaro's sacrifice and Sarah's keymaster. So tell me, how did Keiji acquire the sage, huh? Huh? It's off. It's off. They're lying. There's a lie somewhere in here. There is a lie somewhere. Because Keiji getting the sage doesn't line up with the information we have right now. And that's if they're telling the truth about the sage and Keiji being the keymaster because Kyutaro is the sage. Like, it's off. It's off. It's off. Hold on, Kyutaro, weren't you passed out during the fourth trade? I mean, Keiji could do the trade himself, but yeah, I understand. So I'm confused too. Is he panicking? He hasn't worked out his logic. That fourth trade sure ended up punishing the loner now, meow. I'm sure Mr. Policeman was burning with the desire to see justice carried out, meow. He used a whole 50 tokens to trade cards with Muscle Gorilla just to defeat the loner, woof. Huh? Before, Mr. Policeman said he didn't have any tokens at the fourth trade, meow. Ah. Then he couldn't have traded, woof. Yeah, not with Kyutaro being passed out. And so, in the fourth trade, Keiji and Kyutaro's cards got traded? Gah, I'm getting confused. I'm getting less confused. The more they're getting confused, the more I understand. About the Sage card, there's something off. When I learned about the sacrifice incident, I proposed to Kyutaro that we team up. That said, when I first spotted him, I just pacified him since he was pissed. But I ended up talking with Kyutaro and we talked things over. In the fourth trade, I traded my card with Kyutaro's Keymaster. But actually, I went and did this trade myself while Kyutaro was passed out. Seems Kyutaro figured it out during the main game and was able to put the story together. It's all owed to the power of that card, even my noticing of Kyutaro's Keymaster. Conflict. Conflict. First, when So betrayed me with the sacrifice, I went stomping around in a rage. Seeing you act funny, Sarah, I was convinced. The sacrifice had moved to you. I wouldn't let it stand. I decided I'd knock him down and take my tokens back. Keiji noticed me then and came to talk. He persuaded me to give it up. Didn't know what So was thinking after all. And so I trusted Keiji and I had him take custody of all my remaining tokens. Ah, that would be why. Wait. Yeah, so if you kept 50 for yourself, then you gave them to Keiji, he could do the trade. Okay, so there's no conflict between Keiji and Gin. All of them? I can't imagine Mr. Policeman would lie about this though. Huh. At fourth trade, Keiji and Kyutaro's cards got traded. I'm getting confused. I guess Reko's statement is really unimportant. Keiji noticed something was up with me, and I handed Keiji all my tokens. Sure enough, seems like I got knocked out and taken out in advance. It's all owed to the power of that card, even my noticing of Kyutaro's Keymaster. Did I say anything strange? Time-wise, it happened when we were sharing the laptop. It was So who sent me Kyutaro's sacrifice. Ugh. That means So received 100 of Kyutaro's tokens and used 50 of them. The commander that Kyutaro started with apparently got changed to the sacrifice. At the time, I was with Keiji in the first floor kitchen, listening to Miley and someone else talk. There's no question that Keiji initiated the first trade. My commander and Keiji's Keymaster were swapped. No room for doubt, at least I thought. Sage? It happened when we were in Cephaline's doll room looking for Rancher's chip. Did Keiji and Kyutaro become accomplices and make this trade? For now, if I want to piece this together, I need to extract info from them on the fourth trade. Huh. Okay, let me inspect that one more time. It's all owed to the power of that card, even my noticing of Q-Master's Keymaster. Did I say anything strange? Yeah, you are not the sage. There's no way you are the sage. It doesn't align with the rest. Keiji noticed something was up with me. I handed Keiji all my tokens. Sure enough, seems like I got knocked out. Kyutaro, weren't you passed out during the fourth trade? I mean, Keiji could do the trade himself, but... He couldn't do the 4th trade, meow, but I can't imagine Mr. Policeman would lie about this. Okay. There's a lie here. I don't know if it's about the 4th trade specifically. I just know that he could not have traded his Sage card with Q-Taro's Keymaster. Because he could not have the Sage. But how do I prove that? Am I supposed to conflict a statement with another? Am I supposed to present this because it shows information on the Sage? The Sage cannot lie about the results of divination. He just lied. But how can I prove it using this? I'm gonna try. I present this. Something the matter? Gah! Like, I know that's the gist of what the problem is. I just don't know how to prove it. What am I supposed to do to prove it? You passed out? If you could do the trade. Didn't have tokens. I ended all my tokens. I guess it conflicts, kind of. You gave him all your tokens, meow? I'm glad that's the answer, because I didn't know what to do. Sure did. It seems like that landed way outside So's ballpark. Shut up! Running out of leeway, are we? I've still got doubts. I can't be convinced with just that. After all, KG, why were you able to know about Q-Taro having the Keymaster? Isn't the only way to do that during the main game with the Sage power of clairvoyance? Yeah, so from my understanding, it's never made clear, I think, but from my understanding, the Sage can use the power to see that, but only when they're alone in the room before the main game, with the banquet and everything. Everyone is in a specific room, so everyone's alone, and that is when they can use that. That's my understanding, but I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure it's that. Huh, so you still don't know? Okie dokie, let's resume the discussion. We were able to extract a new statement from So. Just have to keep going. Seeing true to who the Keymaster is isn't the only way to do that during the main game with the Sage's power of clairvoyance? Ugh. He was not the Sage. There we go. This I could have deduced. I already deduced, rather. So this, I knew exactly what I had to show here. The power of that card. You don't mean... Yeah, the Sage's clairvoyance, of course. The Sage could use clairvoyance even outside of the main game? Oh, I guess what I found is not... what I thought... What I... I didn't expose the thing that I thought I was exposing, but it still worked somehow, okay? That's what the tablets are for. You intentionally didn't mention it! Unraveled all the mysteries now? It should prove it. Mr. Policeman used clairvoyance to see Q-Taro's Keymaster. But no, it's off. There's no way you could be the Sage unless something was off before that. Because if you started with Commoner, after the first trade you ended up with the Keymaster, after the second trade you were not involved, and after the third trade you are also not involved. Then on the fourth trade, you couldn't have traded your Sage with the reason he was not involved in the second one is Kyutaro got traded a commoner. So the sage was not involved. So when he got traded with Kyutaro afterwards, it's not the sage, like it. Anyway. Then I made the fourth trade to swap Kyutaro's Keymaster and my sage, and now there isn't even a need to discuss the fifth trade anymore. Convinced of your victory earlier, you confessed. I'm a commoner. Which means he's a safe vote. Any other questions? No, there's something odd about Keiji's story. Yes, there is! Thank you, sir. It'll become clear if I look back at the trades so far. The card I had at first was a commoner. Keiji's was the Keymaster. In the first trade, the Keymaster was sent to me and my commoner to Keiji. Next, the second trade. The sacrifice went to Kyutaro and his commoner went to someone else. Next, the third trade. So initiated a trade that sent me the sacrifice and Kyutaro the Keymaster. That's right, that's what happened. And the fourth trade, the Keymaster went to Keiji and the Sage to Kyutaro. That's right. That part is strange, sure enough it's the Sage card. The Sage is out of place. Keiji should have been a commoner the whole time. So why did Keiji have the Sage at the time of the fourth trade? That must mean he's lying about having the Sage now? Keiji's first card wasn't the Keymaster? But okay. He came to us to talk about making a trade. And then he said he was right about to initiate a trade. And right after he said that, we got the commoner. He said he was the commoner. And he said he was making the trade. And we became a commoner. So unless there's massive shenanigans, like for example, Keiji and Kyutaro were right outside of Sarah's door, but Kyutaro kept quiet, and the trade was actually Kyutaro. So if Kyutaro had the Keymaster, and he traded his Keymaster for Sarah's commoner, but we thought it was Keiji. What if Keiji was the Sage the entire time? Huh? Or he's lying about having the Sage now? It sounded so convincing. Could they be lying together? Was there a plan to create this perfect lie that was super convincing and put So in a lot of trouble? Keiji's first card was the Keymaster? I can't see it. It takes like very specific shenanigans for that. No, wait. We learned that you can make a trade involving two other people. It doesn't have to involve you. What if Keiji knew that someone else was a commoner? And he traded someone... Sorry, what if he knew someone else was the Keymaster? And he... Like, let's say he was the Sage the entire time. Right! He was the Sage the entire time. He knew who the Keymaster was. So he traded whoever the Keymaster was for Sarah. And so, okay, wait. KG was behind the door. As the sage, he knew, let's say Kyutaro was the keymaster. Wait, does that work? Yes, because Kyutaro got traded his commoner for... Okay, let's say Kyutaro was the keymaster, and KG knew that because he was the sage, so he swapped Kyutaro and Sarah while pretending that he was the keymaster. And now Kyutaro became a commoner, and then his commoner got traded for the sacrifice. I think I got it. KG's first card being the keymaster. That was a lie. But he is the sage. He is the sage. Or, well, he was up until... KG had the sage from the beginning. And so his clairvoyance lets him see who had the keymaster from the beginning too. Everything falls apart the moment that we learned that someone can make a trade not involving themselves. That is the information that mattered the most. Which is why, in the first trade, he could make me and the person with the keymaster trade, while pretending that he was the keymaster. But if he did that, hasn't he been lying to me the whole time? Are you really going to vote for So? What does this matter right now? This statement comes out of the left field. Now, something's not right. We should discuss this a little more. Don't be stupid. You're a candidate now. If the discussion leads to you getting picked, I'm afraid too, but I just get a weird feeling. Are we sure So is really a commoner and that KG is the keymaster? No. Are we sure? Let me read that again. Can I not bring it up when there's a choice like this? I want to see the dialogue, damn it. It's not coming up. Oh my god. Are we sure that So is a commoner and that KG is the keymaster? Like, So is a safe vote because it sounds like he's the commoner indeed. Is something odd about this? What am I missing? Nao sees something that I don't. So I want to hear it from her. You're exactly right. There are still mysteries remaining. In the fifth trade, why did someone trade for the sacrifice I had? And the other party was a commoner. This isn't a problem we can ignore. Yeah, that much is true. That much is true. Yeah, Meow, this fifth trade, we should talk about it some. Woof. If by any chance we pick the sacrifice, we're done for, you know? We shouldn't need any more discussion. KG? Digging up old conclusions, it's just gonna make us more lost. Is it, though? I don't know. It's important to understand everything. We just cleared something up precisely because of this. This matters. It's your turn to die, so... That's how this will end. So is the safe vote if he's the commoner. He did confess to being the commoner after he was sure that he correctly identified. But, wait. I'm racking my brain because there's something why is this? This is very complex. This is a lot more complex than the first game. The first main game. Because the first main game I could follow. Here I've been lost like maybe a third of the time. No, we can't do that, KG. As long as we have time, we should seek the truth. That's true. Alright. Let's do it. We'll discuss the roles of the 4 who are in the final vote. Okay. There's someone who moved Sarah's sacrifice via the 5th trade. So was the only one near the machine. But now that we know that someone can make trades for others, he's been given 100 tokens. He made the one trade for other people. It was the 3rd one. So did he make the trade for the 5th one? He traded Sarah and someone else. He traded Sarah and someone else's cards, not his own. If you couldn't make trade for others, he would be the sacrifice if he did the trade, but no. No, we know better now. And he had the tokens to do it. But who did he trade? Who did he make trade? Now and who? Who is the sacrifice? I swear it's gonna be Nao or Kanna, and I'm gonna hate myself, because one of them will have to die. There's someone who moved Sarah's sacrifice via the 5th trade. If KG's the keymaster, so Kanna or Nao should be the sacrifice, right? Is the loner really a commoner, meow? Should we believe that, woof? It's alright, so was convinced the whole time that Sarah traded away the sacrifice. In other words, Kanna or Nao, which of them would have the sacrifice? We can't lose Kanna or Nao. Are you serious? I don't believe it. KG and Kyutaro are lying. Oh man. Is the loner really a commoner, meow? Should we believe that, woof? What if it's all the loner lying, woof? Well, I mean, we know the loner. Him not being able to refute anything is weird, meow. Could it be he's actually accomplices with Bucket Girl and putting on an act, meow? Is all that an act between So and Kanna? I've been led to believe that it's not an act, but what if? What if Kanna is the sacrifice? He's trying to get people to vote for her. He got 2 votes. Everybody got 2 votes. Well, all 4 of them, anyway. But he would have voted for her. No, that's not true. If Kanna is the sacrifice and they're working together, sure, So could vote for her and she would have 3 votes guaranteeing that she makes it to the final vote. But that's too suspicious. what if, like, she just has to vote for herself twice? That's all she needs to do. Because if there's 4 people that reach the final vote, so 4 people will have 2 votes. You cannot have, if she has 2 votes automatically, you cannot have more people than her making it to the final vote than her not having enough votes. It's impossible. You cannot have 4 people having 3 votes. So she would automatically make it there, which means So does not have to vote for her. They don't need the extra vote. So it's a little less suspicious. Even though they could have her have 3 votes. So she could get 3 votes in the final vote if both of them are voting. Like if she votes for herself twice and he votes for her once, she gets 3 votes. As the sacrifice, she would win out unless the Keymaster gets as many votes. Unless someone else gets 4 votes. And as the sacrifice, she would live and have So survive with her. At least if they are working together and it goes through like that. But I could see it being a thing, but so if she's the sacrifice, she's gonna die because we're not gonna let the game over happen. But man, could it be he's actually accomplices with Bucket Girl and putting on an act, meow? I spent a while thinking about this, but I think it would work. Is the policeman really the Keymaster? Isn't there something strange here? Is there any possibility that his Keymaster was sent somewhere else at this point? Yutaro's sage power should let him see that Keiji is the Keymaster. Then, is that possibility 0? Huh? I am fairly convinced that aside for Keiji lying about which card he had the entire time, I'm pretty convinced that he is indeed the Keymaster. And yeah. If Keiji's the Keymaster, so Kanna or Nao should be the sacrifice, right? Sarah, you really didn't have tokens, right? You didn't hand someone the sacrifice? Please believe me. Alright. In that case, it's gotta be someone with tokens who made it to the final vote, yeah? So, or Kanna. Who would make a trade like that when they are a commoner and become the sacrifice? Who would make that? No one. If Kyutaro is the sage, no, it doesn't matter. I'm lost. Kanna or Nao, which of them would have the sacrifice? Not everybody agrees. Some think Kanna or Nao, some think Kanna or So. It's just painful to think it over anymore. Vote for So. Let's end this, Sarah. Really? So was convinced the whole time that Sarah traded away the sacrifice. That's to say, So fell for Keiji's trick. The location of the sacrifice or any other card, he didn't know one lick about the truth. If he'd stolen my tablet when he knocked me out, maybe he could have learned my card. Well, I kept it on me at all times to avoid just that. Kept it tucked beneath my clothes. So didn't have a chance to do tomfoolery. He's a commoner. His tablet, huh? Yeah, I already know the answer. But I'm gonna look at So as well. I don't believe it. Keiji and Kyutaro are lying. Damn it! Damn it! So isn't seeming very persuasive at all. Oh, that's it. Yeah, obviously he said he kept it on him at all times, but no. We found a tablet next to him. We don't know if it's his, but it has to be. And Gin was with us, so Gin saw us, like, find it. Oh, thank you, game, for being late. Kyutaro, you're saying you had your tablet on you at all times, yes? Yep, take a look, it's right here. Well, no. It's a new tablet that you got. At the start, we were informed that one of us lost their tablet, so they were given a replacement. It was him, because we found his tablet before when he was knocked out. And when you woke up, where was it? On the table in the Last Supper room. Ah, I see. He doesn't know that he got traded. He got given a new one as a replacement for the one that he lost. On the table? I'd call that being... Okay. Steam, stop that. I'd call that being off you, meow. As I thought, that tablet Kyutaro has now is a spare. This tablet I picked up was lying near you when you were passed out. What you say? I would assume this is Kyutaro's original tablet. The question is, why was it lying on the floor? It's because So took the tablet from Kyutaro. What? But they are locked by fingerprints, woof. I mean, Kyutaro was right there. He was unconscious, but he was right there. Sure, but while near him, he could bypass that by simply pressing the fainted Kyutaro's finger to it. And so we arrive at an outrageous truth. What do you mean by that? So used the stun gun on you. Depending on when So looked at the tablet, he might have seen through our entire strategy. What? The worst time for it would be after the fourth trade. That's when Kyutaro had the Sage and I had the Keymaster. Is that right? Right, after the fourth trade, yeah. If he saw the tablet then, he could use Kyutaro's Sage power to also know I was the Keymaster. So has So just been acting fooled? Shoot, you got me. Sure. Or not. Wonder if I'm acting right now, or maybe I'm telling the truth. I think that he was actually fooled, but now he's latching onto this as a way out. Because now he's being like... He didn't know anything, but now he's like, okay, now that you mentioned that, yeah, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna pretend, oh, am I this? Maybe not. So, not good. Now there's the possibility that So has the sacrifice. Gah. So as it stands, there's no way we can vote for So. But that doesn't mean we can just vote for Kanna or No either. Well then, let's resume the discussion, guys. Look at his face. Look at his smug face. You could just upper kick his face, you know, you could just power kick his face, I don't know, just super kick his face. Let's go into the more... You could drop kick him, drop kick his face, that would be pretty good. We'll discuss who it's safe to vote for. I mean, that is a fair discussion. We gotta find the one with the least chance of having the sacrifice. So's an absolute no-go. He's the most likely to pull this kind of trick. But between Bucket Girl and Big Sis now, is there any real difference, Woof? You'd need a certain amount of tokens to take the sacrifice from Sarah in the fifth trade. So had enough. He was given 100. He did one trade. That was the second one. So could have done that. Man, I need to stop soon, but I'm still in the middle of something. It's important. Need a certain amount of tokens to take the sacrifice from Sarah in the fifth trade. If you consider the token counts, you'll get your answer. We gotta find the one with the least chance of having the sacrifice. But I don't know the aim of the one who did the trade. What possibilities are there? I don't know, I'm lost. But between Bucket Girl and Big Sis now, is there any real difference, Woof? All I can think of is tokens, meow. Bucket Girl had a lot, and Big Sis now only had a little, Woof. What do we even do now, meow? Meow. Tokens. Come to think of it, I did a while back. Let's think back to when Alice's body was still in the Room of Lies. Now was there, and Alice had no more tokens, even though he was one of the most highly ranked characters. He had no tokens left, so his tokens were taken. I thought they might have been taken by Reko, and I thought they might have been taken by Nao. There is a chance that Nao had a fair amount of tokens, if he took them from, if she took them from Alice's body. So Nao could have made that trade. Maybe. It's something I had in mind a while back. It's something I don't want to believe to be true, but it's something I have to consider. So it's an absolute no-go. He's the most likely to pull this kind of trick, but I can't choose now or cannot, damn it. I don't want to choose. Consider token counts, you'll get your answer. You gotta find the one with the least chance of having the sacrifice. What possibilities are there? Irrelevant, 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 irrelevant. Okay. Least chance of having sacrifice. What possibilities are there? There's no conflict that I see. I can't imagine any items like disproving anything that anyone is saying. I'm stumped. Those a no-go. He's the most likely to pull this kind of trick. I don't get it, Wolf. I don't either. I just don't know what to do. I just... find the one with the least chance of having the sacrifice. But I don't know the aim of the one who did the trade. What possibilities are there? Like, it doesn't seem like this conflicts with anything. He's just pondering stuff. You need a certain amount of tokens to take the sacrifice. But I still... Like Gin says, Nao hardly had any tokens. Surely she couldn't have been the one to take the sacrifice from Sarah. Then is that Nao the one with the least likelihood? Wait, please. This isn't right. It's just... in my head... In my head, it makes sense that she could have taken the tokens from Alice, and she's acting right now. She is the sacrifice. She makes herself look like she is inconsequential, so that people vote for her because she... Not that they want her to die, but just because it's the safe vote that will allow the other people to live. But... I hate this. I hate the fact that in the back of my mind, she might have a lot more tokens than we think. And that she could be the sacrifice, because she could have done the trade. Oh, I don't want her to be the sacrifice. Not her. This isn't right. But Big Sis now... Least likelihood? Are you going to kill me with such vague reasoning? Please, have another discussion. You're right, we can't end this discussion. What you saying? I just remembered something. There was a way anyone could get tokens. Miss Sarah, you know it too, don't you? Alice. By stealing tokens from Alice's body. But that's what I'm saying. She was there for so long. She was there even after Adeko left. I mean... I guess anyone could have taken it. Maybe... I don't know. Did she leave? Wait, she did leave at some point, right? When we came back there with KG and we used KG's power to see that she was uneasy, didn't she leave at some point though? It's vague in my head, but I want to think she left at some point. Right? Didn't she leave at one point? Oh my god, I wish... Oh, now I need to rewatch my old episodes, which I cannot make... Like, I cannot do that right now. But... Yeah, there was a point where she was not there anymore, and then she was back there. I'm sure of it. It sounds familiar in my head. There's a point she wasn't there. Like, I want her to not be the sacrifice, okay? Wait. But if she's not the sacrifice, then she's a commoner. Oh no! If she's the sacrifice, she dies. If she's a commoner, she maybe dies. Wait, no, wait. No. Is she a... Oh god. Oh, I'm thankful that I'm confused and I'm not sure of myself here, because I'm very afraid. Okay, anyway. By stealing tokens from Alice's body. I knew you could do it. Big Sis now wouldn't do such a thing, meow. But it's true. When I went to check the body, the tokens were already gone. Yeah, we asked Cephalin about this. And now was closely inspecting the Room of Lies. Nah, it ain't just now who could have done it. Couldn't any of us have gotten those tokens? In other words, everyone has the potential to possess the sacrifice. Possess, yes, possess. He left at one point. Like, yeah, Reko and Nao were there for a long time. But I'm sure they left at one point. And then Nao came back eventually. Which prevented KG from inspecting the body, I think, was it? Or it prevented something. Oh, it prevented Sarah and KG from retrieving Ranger's chip. That's what it was. No, that's not what it was. What prevented that was that we had to go back and look out for Gin in the first floor because we left him there. It wasn't KG at all. Okay. The timeline is a little confused in my head, but I'm replacing some of the bits. Anyway, everyone has the potential to possess the sacrifice. It all ends with a game of trust. Then that last action is going to be the key. What were each of us doing at the time of the 5th trade? As in, just before the main game started. Woof. Hope you can find the sacrifice. We have to determine based on So, Kanna, and Nao's actions at the time of the 5th trade. Wasn't Sarah talking with Gin? I think so. I was sitting on the stairs thinking back on everything that had happened. I was on the laptop in the winner's room the whole time. Will you believe that? I actually believe it. I think he was actually trying to make something good happen for us. Kanna wasn't really doing anything, just wandering absent-mindedly. Did anybody see what the three were doing? I was with Nao on the stairs for most of the time. I was searching all by myself to see if there were any other exits, meow. Okay. I think this is a good place to stop, thankfully. I'm beat. Okay. Thankfully, it's like we ended one topic and we are moving to something different. What were the people doing at the time of the final trade? So it's completely separate from everything that came before. So I will be able to tackle that with a fresh mind tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, assuming I record tomorrow. For these longer episodes, I typically go like once a day. But when it's short episodes, sometimes I do 2. One time I did 3. Anyway, that'll be it for this one. Oof. We learned a lot and we learned little at the same time. But the conversation keeps going forward and we are still just as lost, so... Alright, so that's gonna be it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please hit the dislike button, and I'm worried. Have a great rest of your day.